This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I don't know whose fault that was.
That was kind of mine.
That was both of ours.
And also yours.
Sure.
Yeah, it was kind of mine, but also yours. Sorry for that late start,
Maybe
guys.
the rabbis.
Well, I was laughing. So I'll take the blame for it because I was laughing. And I'm the guy that puts everything on, so I'll take the blame for that one.
I don't know. We weren't looking at the
Oh,
so.
welcome back again, everybody.
Hi. Greetings and salutations. Many happy returns of the day.
Specifically, welcome back to the Rabbi Yakov Menken. Oh, we love to have on.
Who, for some reason, loves to frequent our show.
And we love having him.
We do love having him.
I think it's really just
lead-in music.
Is that what it is? I thought it was just a break from all the rest of the mundane things that happen in the world.
No, our lead-in music was from yesterday when we did the story about them trying to bring back the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, we used
from
the Jurassic,
Extinction.
Yeah,
and we played the Jurassic Park theme song.
Did you know that there's an entire it's in Texas.
Yeah, it's a company who's
in Texas. They're literally bringing back the Tasmanian tiger.
Yes, because it's been extinct for 50 years
since 1930.
Yeah, for a long time.
They're genetically replacing something in a tiger or something?
No. A Tasmanian tiger is not a tiger. It's a marsupial.
Yes.
It's like it's like a koala bear is not a bear. It's a koala, which is a marsupial.
Yes, everything down there is not mammalian. They're all marsupials. Every one of them.
But yeah, it's related to a Tasmanian devil, and it's also.
Oh no, it was called the Tasmanian devil.
No,
that's what the
Tasmanian
tiger. Yes, but they called it Tasmanian devil because they thought that it had taken out all their livestock, hence the name, and hence why it went extinct.
Yeah,
because it was hunted. Anyway, yeah, that was our proud moment.
Yeah.
Of course, now that we say
how do you restore it from genetic code or
they're taking something that's that's like a late cousin. And they're taking that and then chopping that DNA up.
Because
gene splicing.
Yeah, they broke down the genome for the...
Somehow. Even though they haven't had it for the last 75 years.
Yeah, I don't know how they got it, but apparently they've been able to break down the genome for the Tasmanian tiger, and so they're going to now take that and put it with something similar... And ta-da.
Find out that it likes to eat them and realize this was a bad idea.
It's not like the documentary Jurassic Park has not been out for, since 1994.
Yeah, everything always happens.
Documentary?
Yeah, it is. It's a documentary.
It's a world-renowned documentary.
Because they're talking about, because they're also talking about doing the woolly mammoth. Did you know that?
Yeah, they're also looking to do the woolly mammoth.
Now, that's a little bit more feasible.
Same company.
But that's a little bit more feasible because at least you can go to and
get a frozen woolly mammoth.
Right. You can find DNA in the frozen woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Why you would want to do that in the wake of climate change and global warming, I have no idea.
Steak.
But
very good elephant steaks, sir.
Come on, a woolly mammoth is not an elephant.
They're trying to.
It's kind of a mammoth is an elephant type of animal.
It's just
bison is apparently good meat.
It is. It is delicious.
It is. There's a restaurant.
Never had it?
You've never had that?
I have actually.
Okay.
I've had it once.
I was going to say, there's a restaurant out here.
It can be completely kosher, too.
Yeah.
No, it actually is.
Yeah, there's a restaurant out here that I don't say they strictly do it, but a majority of their meat product that they serve is bison.
Yeah. Like that was their whole deal. Well, Ted Montana's.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, man, it's fantastic.
It's actually got cloven hooves and chews its cud like a cow.
Right.
Yep.
It is essentially a big cow.
It is a very big one. Yeah, and no mad cow
I don't know
disease.
what the woolly mammoth is related to.
That woolly mammoth is actually more of an elephant.
I want a blanket made out of.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a very fluffy elephant.
I want a quilt or a blanket for my bed made out of like full woolly mammoth. One giant woolly mammoth, just cut it up and we'll make it into a blanket on my bed.
Skin that thing.
I do. I want that, and I want a bison like blanket for my couch.
That'd be pretty funny.
Right?
That'd be good.
I mean, and can you imagine me answering the door looking the way I look?
With the bison.
In bison fur.
Yeah. Yes, I can. That's anyway, we have...
Wait a minute. Aren't you the guy who showed up in the January 6th and all those pictures?
He's not that ripped.
No, I found out. No. So a funny story. For my entire life and my mom's most of her life, we were always told that we were related. Actually, Native Americans and Cherokee and Blackfoot had all this lineage of like ancestors, grandparents, and all things. We're all telling stories. And my mom went and did like the 23andMe or Ancestry.com or whatever and did the little DNA test and found out that that whole line is not a drop of Native American blood in them.
They were literally telling stories.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So his entire lineage of family was very much...
Elizabeth Warren version?
Yeah.
Of
Yes,
almost.
exactly.
Like, that's how my mom felt. She's like, I've been betrayed. We did, because like it was supposedly like, so... Like my great grandmother's last name was Green, and the story was that her father was, or was either father or grandfather was like, part of the Blackfoot tribe, and his original name was Greenleaf, but because it was starting to be blended and the Native American was starting to come out and it was more white at that point, they wanted to change the name because they were tired of the stigma. So they just changed it to Green. That was the story we were told for years.
And that's a lie.
Not a drop. Not a single drop. However, I did find out that I'm 2% Jewish and 2% black.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did she ask her parents?
Yeah, this is stories that her parents were telling her.
I understand. Did she ask her parents and they admitted it, or did she?
No,
ask
they're
her
dead.
parents and they said no.
No, they're all dead.
They're long past.
Yeah, they're long past. But it was one of those.
I'm wondering if you should go to one of the second, get a second opinion on that.
Second opinion.
He's like 90% Scandinavian.
Yeah. Oh no. Look at me.
That I agree.
I am all
2% Jewish and 2% black. That's the problem.
That's the issue, right?
I mean, I'm just saying, I can quickly turn that into whatever y'all call those little curly-Q sideburn things that y'all got hanging, and I think I would look pretty good in a yarmulke.
Actually, you have to try it.
I might.
With CPAC, I'll have to bring one.
There you go.
I would take it.
But there was a picture somebody posted online, like he grew his beard out, and this is a evangelical. Mm-hmm. And I asked one of my kids, like, which rabbi is this? Like, you recognize it. And they looked at it. One look at the picture, and he's like, he doesn't look Jewish.
Really?
Long beard and everything.
And
that's not a Jew.
No way.
It's the nose.
And this is not the who's the late night comic who does hipster or chassid? The beard.
Who is that?
I don't do late night stuff, so I don't know.
Oh,
this is what we do for late night.
Yeah, this is our late night.
Jimmy Kimmel?
It might be Kimmel. Okay.
Kimmel doesn't have a beard, does he?
No, he does.
But you cannot tell the beard of a hipster from a chassid because they're both untrimmed. I'm saying if you just look at the person from the nose down, you can't tell the difference.
No, it's true.
It's the same beard. Unless they're Chabad. The Chabad think guys do something special with it. Well, I don't know what it is exactly.
They permit.
They're very proud of their beards. It's a unique style. Somebody told me I was like stereotyping when I recognized that Dr. Zev Zelenko was Chabad. I said, you can tell he's Chabad from his beard. Like, okay, a little racist or something. I'm like,
no, you're Jewish.
They're very proud of their beards. This is an ethnic. You have to understand the culture a little better.
See, I kind of like if you think about it, like that's how everything goes now. It's like, oh, you're being racist because you could tell by his beard. That's like saying that you could tell somebody has a cat by the hair on their pant leg. You know what I mean?
It's kind of the same thing.
You can't sit there. Oh, you can't say that because that's racist. Shut up! I've got a cat. It's obvious. Like
I am working with this Korean American, and we're doing all kinds of projects together. And meanwhile, we're tossing politically incorrect jokes at each other.
Yes.
And we were going to be on a panel together. And I told one of the organizers that what we're really going to do on the panel is that we're going to tell each other the most racist jokes we can come up with. And then we're going to cancel the white Christian moderator for laughing.
They're like, hold on, you can't laugh at any of that.
That's right.
You're not part of this, sir.
White Christians who laugh at these jokes when I tell Korean jokes and he tells Jewish jokes, no.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Can't laugh. Something must be wrong with you.
That's right.
It's like, you can't do that. How dare you?
See, I know that I am heavily split between Irish and Italian.
You're split with something.
He's in serious trouble.
I know.
Right.
You laugh at any of these jokes.
I know.
Yeah.
Remind me of the black comedian who said, look, I really hate racist jokes, so I'm only going to tell one.
Was that like Chris Rock or something?
Probably.
No. This is way before his time.
Richard Pryor.
No. He would never say, I hate
forget
racist
who
jokes.
it was.
No, because he loved racist jokes.
Yes,
That's
he
why
did.
I like listening to him. You get past the language, you just...
No, this was like way back. This was 1960s comedian or 70s.
Bill Cosby.
At a roast. No.
Oh.
Less well known, and I'm trying to remember the name. That's the problem. I mean, it was not well known, so.
Oh, well, that would explain it.
That could
But
be
the joke was good.
It was at a roast.
See.
He said the one racist joke that he told was very funny.
See, that's the thing. So speaking of roast, and this...
Those were the best back in the day.
I was going to say...
Celebrity roast.
My favorite streaming service right now is Tubi because it's free. One of the things they have is the old Dean Martin roasts.
Yes.
I'll put it like this. The panel, the first one I watched, they were roasting Bob Hope. Okay?
That's awesome.
The panel consisted of Neil Armstrong, Billy Graham, Don Rickles,
How do you have Don Rickles and Billy Graham in the same area ever?
Jack Benny, Milton Berle, dadgunnit.
Anyway.
And there was a couple
And they were funny.
Oh, and there was a couple black guys. Oh my God, the jokes. And they were doing racist jokes to each other, live on stage, live on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
I'm
laughing at him.
yes. And I was like, oh.
And nobody cared.
And of course, Dean Martin was sloshed off his tail.
Yep.
Every time he opened his mouth, you could hear the slurs. It was funny.
It's the best.
Now all the jokes are just foul. You just can't
Right.
watch them.
Right.
You just can't.
It's sad. It's sad. We've lost a good chunk of comedy when you can't tell a good racist joke and it not be. And it not meant to be an actual joke. You're just being dirty.
Right.
You know, you have to be a minority or use a puppet.
Right.
Seriously.
Puppets.
Who
work?
gets to be racist?
Puppets
Gabriel
work.
Iglesias tells. Have you heard his Black Siri?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
He's so good.
Yeah.
There was an actual Black Siri.
Yes. He's good. I mean,
And then he does a perfect black woman,
uh-huh.
Yes.
and he's allowed to do it because
He's a minority.
he's Hispanic.
Yes.
Right. Mexican, no less.
And then there's I've now blanked on his name. Oh, Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
Puppets
Mm-hmm.
and puppets.
He has Ahmed tell the joke. He
Right.
has Peanut tell the joke, and he
Yep.
pretends to be offended by
Right.
the joke that he's telling.
Yes. Like you're
So
crossing
there's
lines.
Peanut doing the Chinese accent.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Do you know how racist and offensive that is? And Peanut goes,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's why it's so funny.
Yeah, because after a while, you tend to forget, even though it's a puppet, you clearly see his hand up the thing's back.
Right. But you clearly don't pay
And
attention to that
you
anymore.
let the, you know.
It's that same mental...
let the
But he's
comedy
also
cut.
very equal opportunity. He says, Ahmed says, I will not kill the Jews. I will not toss a dime between them and let them fight to the death.
Right, which is funny.
And then I will do the same with Catholic priests and a small boy.
A small boy. See, but that's it. But that's
So he's an equal opportunity offender.
right. And see, but that's the thing. Is like that's when you know it's a joke. When you can take a jab at everything.
Then everybody's okay because
then you-
everybody's getting hurt.
Yeah, right. It's a joke. That's what jokes are. If you do start to harp on just one side or one demographic or whatever, then people can kind of look at you sideways.
Right.
But
I was talking with a whole bunch, I was talking to a whole bunch of Koreans, and I said, how is it that I can do a British or a French accent, and that's fine, but if I do an Asian accent, that's racist?
Right.
Right.
And they all started laughing.
Right.
Yes.
And that's when
they
you
all
go, no,
started
I'm.
laughing, I realized I'm in good company.
That's when you look at him with a serious deadpan
My
face.
professor in college who do. Remember we left last time doing the Southern accent.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We had to stop you on that one. Though.
I learned Asian accents because I had Asian professors who know more about computers than I ever will.
Yes.
Like, how is it disrespectful to imitate their accent?
It's like that person was more intelligent than
Like,
me.
it's not.
You know?
No, because that's how it sounds.
Yep.
Like I can understand the argument with
That's how they
stereotypes.
sound, and yes, but And my friend Irfan, well, no, Irfan did not really have an Indian accent, but I learned Indian accents from my friends with Indian accents.
Right. I watched it, learned it from TV. But
I was listening very careful to a Nigerian last night. I can't do it. I just can't.
Oh no, those are hard. But like
It's hard.
The thing about it is it's different. Like that's a fact. If someone opens their mouth,
I've been doing Swelleman.
right?
It's very difficult.
If you open your mouth,
yeah.
if you open your mouth and everyone can hear it, that's a fact. If you're stating it off of a fact, that's one thing. Now, I will walk with you. I don't quite agree, but I would walk with you down the whole stereotyping thing. You know, like Asians can't drive. Asians are good at math. You know,
Sure.
Black people like watermelon and chicken. Like those type of stereotypes.
White people and mayonnaise.
Right.
What is wrong? Wait a minute. The cultural thing. Black people are brought up in a culture where they have a lot of watermelon and fried chicken.
Right.
It's kind of like Jews and chicken soup.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what I'm
It
saying.
really
It goes
is.
back
I
to
mean-
that fact thing. If it's a fact or close to it, get over it.
Have you ever had cholent?
Sorry, what?
Who?
Right. Only Orthodox Jews know what cholent is.
I've never
It's
heard
a
of it.
stew that is set up before the Sabbath begins, continues to cook through the Sabbath, and you take it off the stove at lunchtime on Saturday and eat it.
So it's been
'Cause we're not allowed to
stewing.
cook on the Sabbath, but
Right.
if it's already sitting there, you're allowed to leave it there.
Okay.
Huh.
So we prepare the stew in advance, put it up on the stove, take it off Saturday at noon or so, and eat it.
And very slow cook the sucker.
It's often done today in a crock pot. Yeah,
That makes
100%.
sense. That makes sense. That makes
Wow.
sense.
And it's actually really good.
Well, okay.
But nobody but us eats it. It's a total culture ethnic food.
Right.
And we
it's,
all want it.
yeah.
There's actually like a gas station run by a kosher or whatever in upstate New York where you can like stop on Thursday night
Yeah.
and pick up some cholent.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
And you will not get that anywhere else.
no.
No,
Dear
that's
God,
not a
no.
thing.
But
It's like,
But that's
people actually prefer,
that's a cultural
it's like
thing.
ramen noodles in Japan.
It's like what noodles? I'm sorry.
what noodles? I'm
Ramen
sorry.
noodles?
No.
Sorry, what?
Ramen noodles?
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. All right.
Wow.
Lack of cultural sensitivity. You see, there's I mispronounced it. I must be racist.
There's that whiteness of you coming out where it's only going to sound like how you enunciate it.
Misgender the guy.
You mislabeled the noodles.
Mislabeled the noodle.
And actually, it's more of their soba noodles, not ramen. I mean, ramen is from it, but
Soba noodles,
It's
yeah.
soba is more of
Ramen
the,
is what the entire soup
It's
is
the
called.
name of the that's the name of the
Soup.
soup. It's
Ramen.
noodles officially are soba noodles.
Yeah.
Oh.
As someone who lived in Japan for 2 years, sir, I will correct.
Okay.
I will correct.
And as somebody who's made actual ramen, it's delicious.
It is delish.
Like an actual.
That's what I had for my soup on Friday night, this last Friday.
No, I'm not talking about the
Ramen noodle.
I'm not talking
it
about
was
those.
one of those packets.
No,
yeah,
no. I'm talking about like I actually made the dashi broth and did the whole thing. I marinated the eggs. I the whole deal. I made the braised pork stomach. I did the whole thing.
I will not do the braised pork stomach.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
that's
that's true. You can't do that, but you can substitute it with beef.
That's what they call a
But
religious
you would
felony.
You can
There
substitute
was
it
a
with beef.
radio host in Washington, D.C. when he found out I was from Maryland. He says, "Oh, next time up there, we have to go out for crab cakes."
Wow.
He said this on the air. It took about 30 seconds to realize what he had just done.
So I mean,
And he's like, I am so sorry. I just invited a rabbi for crab cakes on the air.
yeah, you did.
I'm sitting there laughing. I thought it was hilarious. He was so embarrassed.
He was just trying to be nice.
He was. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with it. He didn't, it's like,
It's like,
you don't have to be culturally on every second.
It's okay. I
didn't take
just
it
make
as
people feel.
offensive. Why am I'm not going to be offensive that he invited me out?
No, of course not.
Yeah, I say he didn't intend to invite me out to eat something I can't eat.
I just make people feel bad because I'm allergic.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, like, if the three of us went out to eat and I just said, no, I got the perfect place, trust me, and I drive the three of us to Red Lobster, That's a douche move. That's me being a jerk, and that's
basically neither of us are going to eat.
Right.
Oh, because you're allergic to this stuff.
I'm allergic to shellfish.
And, I don't eat
And I'm just a giant douche. So
all he has to do is give up pork, and he's ready to go kosher.
It's pretty much.
can't.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh no. Okay, so I can't do chicken either.
Yeah. There's not a lot.
Shellfish and chicken.
And chicken, yeah.
Yeah.
But beef is okay.
Beef is good.
And pork is okay.
White fish is good. Pork is okay. Yeah. No poultry, no shellfish.
Just so we're clear, the list of what he can eat is shorter than what he can't. So we don't ask what is it that you can have. We say what.
No, I have a neighbor across the street. Their kid recently turned 13. His bar mitzvah, his birthday cake was Rice Krispie treat cake.
Gluten free?
Because he can't have gluten.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I make gluten-free
And-
cakes all the time for the kids and the wife.
He can't have gluten. He can't. I don't know. He has a whole list of things he
Like
can't.
eggs, gluten, the whole deal, right?
Now I'm going to ask a stupid question.
Dairy.
I want to know where that come from. Because there's no way.
The glutens.
Yeah, the whole gluten intolerance thing.
Wait, speaking of intolerance, you guys going to ask me some Jewish question, and we're almost out of time.
No, we told you.
It
It's
was
not
only
going to be
one. You did the question right?
No. It was only.
No.
We only have one so far. What we told you is we're going to save up like 4 or 5 of these.
Yeah, we want to take a show and hit you with
it's a whole show.
Yeah. We're not just going to do one. We're going to do an entire
I thought you were
show.
going to hit me with the one you had.
No,
No,
I desperately want to because it is a fantastic question. However,
Instead, we're going to sit here doing accents.
Yes.
right, because in all honesty, by the time we don't have the time for you to give an actual good answer. Like that's like
This question is so good.
I think so.
He does.
If this question is that good, you can't build up 4 or 5 and expect me to answer them in one show.
Well, but this is why we want to just in case you are able to. I mean, I think this is a very in-depth question, and it will take some time to explain it. Having said that, we want to kind
He's
of
also.
we want to hedge our bet.
He's also. So.
I want to hedge the bet and make sure because I don't want to sit here and make this giant thing like this is going to be a very in-depth dive into
then,
the
like, 3
Jewish culture,
seconds later-
and you're like, no, it's this, and we're like, oh. And then we're stuck for the next 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Or we do something like this again.
We will never get stuck for 15 minutes.
That's true, unless we're in
3 of
traffic.
us, there's just no way.
Unless we're in traffic, and then that's the only, or in an elevator. That's probably the only way.
That
the
will
three
be
of
We
us-
would still make conversation up and down the elevator, even if we got stuck for 3 hours.
Actually, I did get stuck in an elevator once.
I've never been stuck in it. I've wanted to.
I got stuck.
Oddly
in one.
enough, I've wanted
I
to.
wanted to be stuck in an elevator. Talk about weird dreams.
No.
I know.
Okay, so
But
it was
You
only
wanted to get stuck in an elevator?
it was only a 3-floor setup.
It could
doesn't
be
matter.
arranged.
It doesn't
So-
matter. No, I know. I've thought about.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've gotten in an elevator and just wanted to hit the emergency stop button just so I could pretend to myself that they got stuck.
Yep. I got to use the fun trick to open up the inside doors by like wedging it through and like popping the
popping
lever
the thingy and-
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep. No, I figure.
No, I wouldn't do too well with that. I was in France in a hotel.
I'm
and
sorry.
They
I'm
act
sorry.
differently. And the help over there acts differently than they do in America.
That's because they're
the
not
cleaning
help.
lady gets in the hotel, hits the all clear. Like 5 people have gotten in the elevator. 3rd floor, 4th floor, 5th floor. She hits the all clear button and takes us all up to the 6th floor
Oh wow.
so that she can get where she's going.
Uh-huh.
And then we go back down and go to our floors.
She does not care about you.
Seriously,
That
she hit
heifer.
so I'm like, I have to find out how this actually. Well, what happens if you hit the all clear button between floors? And I did it because I'm in the 7th grade and I'm young and stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hit the button, and what do you think the elevator does? It stops
In the middle of wherever.
between floors.
That's fantastic. See, well,
And then I
sidebar.
pressed a button, and for the first 3 seconds, it doesn't move.
And you freak out.
Okay, those were the longest 5 seconds of my young life.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then it started moving. I'm
You're
like,
like-
oh my God, I'm stuck in the elevator. I'm so stupid. And it starts moving.
See,
You're like, thank God. Thank God.
See, I kind of hope we get stuck in an elevator. You could, and this is way early, I'm sure, but I'm assuming you're going to try and go to CPAC in February. It's in DC.
Probably. Yeah. That would be the plan.
Yeah.
We'll
So
see
I'll
there.
bring
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going. I can imagine. Like, I think we might intentionally need to get stuck in an elevator
Once.
at least once. after I try taking you guys to Red Lobster.
And then
I'm
call
not
Dave.
joining you. I'll give you the yarmulke. I'm not joining you.
All right. Rabbi Yaakov Menken, thank you so much.
As
for joining
always.
us.
Thank you.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks. Come up with some questions.
There you go.
This is Defenders Live.
Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. We learned on accident that there was beef tallow in Rice Krispie treats. So we quit handing them out to students during Lent.
I now have to look that
I didn't
up.
know that. I mean, I'm going to assume that most stuff nowadays, unless you're making it from scratch at home, it's going to be filled with all kinds of stuff. Why? Because
It's stuff.
It's meant to preserve things. It's meant to last longer. It's meant to, because, it's supposed to carry life for a little while. In order to do that, you have to kind of throw some stuff in there that may or may not seem
Right.
delicious, appetizing, appealing. Insert,
Insert here. Yeah.
Insert adjective here. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I want to. Come on.
Wow.
Why acting so slow?
It's because you're looking at Target.
Well, I'm not
That's why.
trying to. It's the only one that popped up.
Okay.
Oh, that's the cereal.
Yeah, this is cereal. I bet you if you scroll down some, you might. There's a treat.
Treats.
Yep.
Crispy treats.
Rice Krispie treat. Cereal.
The throw bar.
Cereal bars.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's see. Toasted rice.
Mm-hmm.
With the rice and the sugars and the salts and the malt flavor and then niacinamide and reduced iron.
Who doesn't love a little bit of niacinamide?
The riboflavins and the folic acids and the corn syrups.
Fructose corn syrup.
Fructoses and the corn syrups. The vegetable oils. Oh, so they got rid of the beef tallow and they replaced it with vegetable oils. So you can now use it again.
Oh.
Yeah, they replaced the beef tallow with vegetable oils.
Anything to make absolutely sure that they can have a sale
Which is soybean and palm oil, which means that if anybody's allergic to coconut, they can't have it.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And, soy is always great, especially for, men.
Right. But soy's in everything.
I know. This is why, there's a part of me as an
kind of want to just make all your food.
I am. I'm at a point where like I'm getting old enough that I'm like, you know what?
It's like recently, like the wife's just been doing like a lot of steak,
which is not bad.
No, it's really not. I'm actually not. I am perfectly okay with it most of the time.
It's just
a lot of steak.
I don't know. I'm trying to get onto a diet of some sort, figuratively, because I'm tired of being rotund. So, and we have to start going to the gym. So there you go.
Yes.
Pigbull Snarky Jackal over on Twitter. Beef tallow was probably used in the artificial advanced marshmallow substitute.
Well, no, not anymore. Not anymore.
I don't know. All I know is that, again, you kind of have to assume that anything that you buy in the grocery store, unless it is a straight up alleged or, organic fruit.
Yeah.
Even the healthy stuff that comes
Just assume.
If it comes in a package.
Assume it has soy.
Yeah. Assume, that there's stuff in it that may or may not be good for you.
Right.
Or, they say good for you.
Or nice for kids with different things.
Right.
Right. So, online fans of the vice president, Kamala Harris.
Hold on. Do they have online fans?
Apparently,
she had fans?
She did.
No.
They called themselves the K Hive.
Stop it.
Apparently.
Stop it. The K Hive?
Hive.
What does that even mean?
Khive.
Yeah, I get it. The
Kamala Harris.
Kamala's Ive?
Yeah.
What is Ive?
I don't know. K Hives.
Listening to this is giving me hives.
On Twitter, apparently they're now losing faith in her.
Now, hold the phone. They are losing faith.
Right.
In the Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Now, come on. I don't know why. She hasn't done anything.
It's true. The Daily Beast spoke to several members of the K Hive and found that many don't support Harris nearly as vehemently as they used to. The K Hive is named after a far more popular Bay Hive.
Oh, dear God.
An online fan club indicated for the celebrity singer Beyonce.
Okay, now stop. Hold on. Just so we're clear on all of this. Okay. The reason why they call it it's supposed to be Beehive because of Beyonce. Okay.
But they have the Y there.
No, I know. So it's Bay, and it's
Because they're
illiteracy.
stupid.
But at least that makes sense. The Beehive for Beyonce makes
she's
sense.
the queen bee.
Queen bee. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Right.
K Hive.
Does not make sense.
Never the two shall meet. It says this is here and this is there. They're not ever gonna connect. It doesn't. You could dress it up however you want to. That's just idiocy.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Some said that she simply didn't meet up to their ideals as a social justice reformer. Quote, I would never ever say that I regret supporting the first black woman vice president ever. Never ever.
You would never ever say never ever again?
Never ever. But the disappointment is real.
Is it real? Big Bull Sarker Jackal over on Twitter. The Hive Mind. They're incapable of independent thought.
Yes.
Apparently not, because they're not happy.
Well, see, that's the thing. They weren't until recently.
Oh, things changed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the Queen K has been able to get out of
apparently
whatever slum she's in?
Her hypnosis has worn off. Yeah, apparently the sucking of the cocks didn't...
Wow, you just went for it.
Only went so far.
You just went for it there. Forget waiting to save that kind of thing for the second hour where people pay for it and it's kind of the raw, edgy stuff. No. Let's just throw that out on
I'm
prime
taking
time.
that right now.
So was she.
Right now, and she... Exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly. Anywho.
God almighty. This is why we can't have nice things.
I know.
Anyway, so she
Yeah. One of them says that, quote, I was obsessed with the idea of this person who could undo the systematic racism and sexism and the heterosexism in the government with one fell swoop. And now I'm thinking to myself, did I just make up that person in my head who could do those things?
Okay, time out. Time out.
I needed
There is so much to unpack there.
Well, yeah, but also the last sentence kind of made up for it.
Well, no, we're not. Ignore that because we know clearly you're just a moron, lady. No. Start from the beginning again.
Okay, they said I was obsessed with the idea of this person who could undo the systemic.
Systemic what? Because in this quote, the quote says the person who could undo the systemic, comma, the systemic racism. That's how it goes. So
unless somebody missed a word,
yeah, something is askew there.
Yeah, and then adding on the systemic racism,
okay,
and sexism. Or do you want me to keep going? Or you want to stop there?
No, we'll stop there for just a moment.
So the systemic racism.
What racism are you talking about? Are you trying to use the same platform style of racism as the whole justice reform thing? Is that kind of the tie-in?
Yeah,
all the black people in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean all the black people that she put in jail?
Yeah, because she's a Democrat.
Well, and just because that's what she did.
That's what her job was
as a district attorney. And
yeah,
whatever.
that's what her job was.
Yeah, she did that.
She did that
intentionally.
And also, the president voted for a bill that specifically put them in jail too.
Right.
When he was a senator.
Right. But that's systemic racism. Okay, and the sexism.
The systemic sexism.
What sexism? You mean the kind that one would think would be okay based off of the actions that you use to get to where you are now?
Where you believe that you would have, it is, somehow better and so morally apt to bring in a, quote, black woman into the office instead of somebody who's qualified?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Right. That's sexism? Or do you mean the systematic norm of sexism pushed on by the left that now doesn't mean anything because what is a woman?
Yeah.
You can't have sexism if you don't know what a woman is.
That's what they tell me. I don't know how true that is.
Because remember, sexism has nothing to do with gender.
No.
It has to do with your biological sex.
Excuse me.
To be sexist has to do with your biological sex.
Stop using common sense. That's not fair.
So if anybody says that you are being sexist by telling somebody who is, quote, transgendered that they are a male and or female based upon their genetic birth, they're wrong because you're being honest and they're confused.
Okay.
Anyway. Systematic heterosexism.
Again, the heterosexism that you use to climb the proverbial ladder.
What does the, quote, black woman who likes to get down on the men's laps have to do with not heterosexism?
Right. I'm just saying.
She is a woman who's into men. How does that have anything to do with negating the systematic heterosexism?
Because it does. And that's in the government, by the way, which has not changed a lick.
Right.
Because she used that heterosexism, alleged...
To get ahead.
I see what you did there. Or to give ahead.
Both.
Anyway, she did nothing. She played the system. She played the thing. It was all a setup from the get-go. She never once cared about any of that stuff. I would like to know what... If I wish I could ask this person this question.
What?
Yeah. This individual making this comment and this statement.
Yeah.
I would like to directly ask you, and it's not possible, I'm sure.
You can't. No.
But what exactly did she do through her entire political career leading up to this point gave you the impression that she was going to do any of those things? Did she do that as district attorney? Did she do it as AG? Did she do it as any of that stuff?
No.
No.
Well, she definitely did it.
Oh, she did it, but not that. Not
this.
Getting rid of the systemic
Stuffs.
No, and the systemic.
And the systemic.
See, it's not just important to get rid of systemic racism or sexism, or whatever.
Heterosexism. No.
But to get rid of the systemic.
Systemic, yeah.
Period.
The system.
You have to get rid of the systemic.
Yeah, right. You got to get rid of it.
Because it's crucial to get rid of the systemic.
But apparently they woke up and they said, "Did I just make up that person in my head?"
Yes. No, you did. You absolutely did make up that person in your head.
Yes, you did. She does not represent anything that you thought of.
She doesn't exist.
You literally just took whatever photocopied image that they just threw out there of her, and you accepted it wholeheartedly, didn't even try.
You looked at it as a fact that this was going to be a black lady. You went into this the exact same way that a lot of people went with Obama back in, 08?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with policy. It had nothing to do with what he stood for. It had nothing to do with his past.
He was a black man.
It was a black man running for president who didn't come off as an idiot.
Right. He came off as an intelligent person.
Because he is. I'm not going to argue. He is an intelligent,
He's
articulate
smart
human being.
enough. Yeah.
He's a very smart individual. So, and that's what sold it. That was it. Most people didn't know what the hell he stood for. Most people didn't know his background and career. All it was black man, opportunity to make presidency. We're making history. That was it.
Yep.
That was the pitch, and that was the run from the beginning.
Yes.
It's the same thing with her. It's the same thing with Kamala Harris. It was a black woman going to make presidency. This is going to be fantastic. No. Okay.
That's the only thing that got her in for Joe Biden.
Right.
Yep. Another said that the K-Hive members had moved on to support other Democratic politicians.
Hold on. Whoa, stop for a second. What do you mean moved on to support other? That doesn't make sense. If they're there, they're there. Like this is
if you're not supporting her anymore, you're not part of the K-Hive.
Yeah, but the moving on to support other ones, this is not like a sports team that you can only go for this one sports team, and you can't, because apparently that's a rule.
You can only go for the Philadelphia Eagles if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan. You can't.
Yeah,
go
you
for
can't. Yeah,
else.
in the middle. Yeah, you can't for a second.
Can't swap it, even though you know they're going to lose.
Yeah, or you can't go, well, I've lived somewhere else, and so I'm going to try and do this. No. You can like and dislike anybody however you want to.
Yeah, you don't have to change.
It doesn't change anything.
It's not that thing.
Apparently it is, though.
Apparently it is, yeah. This is from Chris Evans.
The Chris Evans?
I don't know, but it says Chris Evans. Said Chris Evans.
I see that.
Quote,
you mean Captain America finally got his head out of his
I don't know.
He's starting to?
Her supporters continue to defend her from unfair, baseless attacks, but now that she's in office, they've largely pivoted to helping elect more Democrats at the federal, state, and local levels who will provide support for the Biden-Harris policy agenda.
That doesn't make sense, though.
No, it really
because
doesn't.
Here's the deal. Again, if the whole side of it, if all of, if the Democratic Party and all that, if that's your shtick, then moving on to support these other people to help get them elected has nothing to do with whether or not you like or dislike Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like that doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I hate people.
Yep. But specifically, members just got sick of of attacking fans and other candidates and all the rest of it, and being attacked themselves. They say, "quote We all just went a little nuts during the pandemic."
What? Hold on. That's what you're gonna go with?
Yeah,
pandemic.
Yep. The person said we
Okay.
all went a little nuts during the pandemic.
Okay.
Who was also trying to avoid their quote 10 millionth flame war with a Bernie bot that gives us both palpitations.
Why can't you just admit that you were wrong?
No, it's not.
Why do you have to blame it?
That's not possible.
I got that, but
It's
why?
not possible.
Why can't you just say
because they are in the moral right.
on the left?
They can't be wrong.
They're in the moral right on the left.
Right. They can't be wrong because they're the morally correct.
And that ultimately is the problem. If you can never admit that you're wrong on something, you can never actually achieve resolution with someone else.
And change yourself.
Right.
To be better.
Because to admit that you've done wrong and to change that does not show weakness. It does not show that you've conceded ground or anything like that. It's showing that you have learned. And people will want to do things with you, to work with you, to come alongside you, what have you.
Because you are learned.
Yes, because you're at least open-minded enough to realize that you make a mistake and you're not going to sit and blame everybody else. It's amazing how well that works.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard Liz Cheney lost.
Did she?
I did. Yeah,
she lost?
Yeah.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
This poor thing.
I mean, I haven't verified it myself, but apparently TikTok is a buzz. I've seen like 6 or 8 of these damn things, and I'm like, I got it. All right. Okay, yay. Go Hageman or whatever her name was.
Well, I don't know.
She wins. Hooray for you. You wonderful individual, you. I don't care. I mean, I'm sure,
She lost Wyoming, yes.
Yes, I'm sure she did. I mean, it was, I mean, I don't see how as a state can turn around and, censure you and then turn around and you stay on for another term. You know what I mean? Usually once censure hits, you're done. Sorry.
And funny thing is, story that came out today about her is this in particular. You see, the husband of once Representative Cheney and an attorney for Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm fully aware.
Apparently, they're both law partners at the same law firm.
What? Stop it.
So her husband is a partner attorney at the law firm who houses the attorney for Hunter Biden.
Oh.
Now, this may be like stretching it, right?
I feel like I've heard this before.
No. That was a different story about a different attorney because we talked to the person who is related to that.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was about, what's his face, the actor that was trying to become a politician.
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I remember that. I just can't remember the rest of the details because I don't care.
The whiskey drinking whatever from Texas that is just like the bourbon drinker, whatever he does. No, the bourbon, the guy that does all the bourbon commercials now. But
I don't know. I don't watch commercials.
He's an actor.
Matthew McConaughey.
That one.
There you go.
The Matthew McConaughey. His attorney is also part of the same firm that supports Hunter Biden, which is why he started supporting the president and the vice president and all the rest of it and getting the whole thing because they're all related. Well, Liz Cheney's also related to that little circle jerk.
Wow, I did not know that it was so small a circle.
It is a very small circle, indeed.
It's a small world after all.
That's why they don't have too many kids. Anyway, so Cheney's husband, Philip Perry.
I'm sorry.
Cheney's husband, Philip Perry.
Oh, okay.
They have different last names.
They always do because God knows they have to.
Yeah, you can't have the same last name if you're a politician, and one's an attorney. Has worked at a law firm since 2007, according to Perry's biography listed on the firm's website. He also works as general counsel for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, as well as the White House Office of Management and Budget during the George Bush administration.
You don't say.
Where Liz's father, Dick Cheney, was vice president.
Oh, Dickie boy.
Which is probably where they met.
The pipes.
Perry specializes in law regarding biotechnology, federal government regulation, and homeland and national security, according to his biography. Perry's fellow partners at Latham & Watkins, Chris Clark, has been representing Hunter Biden in some of his federal tax cases since December of 2020.
Holy cow. But nothing to see here, though.
No,
nothing to see here. Don't worry about this. This is all fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, Clark, quote, represents Robert Hunter Biden in a grand jury investigation regarding tax issues. That's how his biography reads. His bio on the website.
Well, thank God that that's going to be resolved. And it's
Clark's other notable clients: Elon Musk and Mark Cuban.
I don't know why anybody's surprised, though. Like, seriously, I don't know why people are surprised that
these people all
corrupt
know
politicians are all connected to other corrupt politicians,
and also a lot of business people.
Yeah, I don't see how that should shock anyone.
Like,
but
this is a thing, apparently. Like, all of it's there. So they're all part of the things and the stuffs.
And the stuff and things.
And the things and stuff.
Well, that's great.
Yep.
Just fantastic.
Mm.
I mean,
that may not have anything to do with anything, but
no, it doesn't, but it does.
yeah. Right.
It has everything and nothing.
Everything and nothing at all. Which one do we want to do?
I don't know. Pick a good one.
You
Something.
You want to end on a high note?
Sure. Well, sure. Just if it's funny or what is it? I don't know.
All right.
All right. A couple was taken into custody on Sunday after the pair allegedly admitted to engaging in sexual intercourse while on a giant wheel at Cedar Point.
Allegedly.
Oh, by the way, it was where other riders, including 2 minors, could see them.
Yeah, it wasn't an enclosed, capsulated.
It was like a regular Ferris wheel.
It was a regular Ferris wheel with like the circular ones that just had the like top over it, and you can see all the way around.
Well, I figured that the it swinging back and forth should be your first indicator.
Yeah, when it's rocking that hard.
Now, I want to ask
When the boat is a rocking.
when the Ferris wheel is swaying. Here's my question. Okay, you've been on a Ferris wheel.
I have.
I've been on a Ferris wheel, not
Yes.
together,
No.
but we both have been on them at separate
In different times.
And,
Yes.
So, and maybe it's just the ones I've been on, but you're not really on it for that long. You're really not.
Quickie?
But a hell of a quickie. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing. Like
Like you'd have to start at the bottom.
that's what she said. That's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
work your way around.
This would have to have been like a build up to point or something like this.
They'd had to rock around the clock all night.
Well, and not just that, but think about this. A Ferris wheel does this thing where you get on at the bottom
Uh-huh.
and it goes around, it goes up,
And
and
comes
then
all the way
comes back down again.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So it's not just that these people could see them, but you realize that, again, they're making circles, which means by the time they got to the bottom, again, even on one pass, if they're doing it, everybody should have saw them.
Well, no. So it goes up to one and the next one and up.
Yeah,
and
they
then
load it.
So it's a load,
And
a load,
once it's
and a
loaded-
load, and a 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 load.
Enough is.
That's not right.
You're loading it all the way through.
No, and I got that. And then after that, once it's full,
Yeah.
then it makes a couple of revolutions.
Right.
And then
you
it
start.
slowly starts to unload people again.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's like usually
She was slowly unloading.
clearly, but that's still not a lot of time.
Right.
And you're going to be, again, at one point you're going to be up top, and at one point you're going to be at the bottom.
Right.
Somebody's got to, see something when they're at the bottom.
Somebody's trying to get their feel.
I guess. Excuse me. According to a report with the police of Sandusky, Ohio, where Cedar Point Amusement Park is located,
Yep.
David Davis, God,
Lovely.
of Florida,
Uh-huh.
and Heather Johnston of Ohio, both 32, engaged in sexual intercourse and publicly exposed their private areas while on the ride shortly after sundown on Sunday evening. Oh, that's good. Right
Yeah.
after church. Let's
Right.
just go.
Well, after sundown. I mean,
That's evening church.
yeah, but they probably didn't go to that.
Obviously not. A group of 4 riders in the cart just below them said they saw what the two were doing and could feel the cart shaking back and forth. The group said the couple knew that they were watching and started laughing and continued their behavior, according to the police report.
So they're
voyeurists.
They like being watched.
Yeah. Yeah. When confronted by a Cedar Point sergeant and Sandusky police, the couple initially denied the accusations. Johnston claimed that she had dropped a pack of cigarettes, which had fallen out of the shorts she was wearing under her dress, and the couple claimed that she had bent over to pick up the cigarettes, and Davis had been helping her. Oh, I'm sure he was.
Yes.
And she just kept dropping them.
All the time.
Over
And over.
and over
And over again.
and over again.
That darn slippery
I
pack
know.
of cigarettes.
You get that high up in the air, the air thins out, and it's just
The-
cellophane just makes it hard to
so
condensation.
slick.
It's weird.
So slick.
However, when told that 2 minors had witnessed the sex acts, the 2 confessed, according to the police. They were then taken to the Erie County Jail and charged with public indecency, first-degree misdemeanor. The charges were enhanced because the minors were involved.
Whoops.
Davis and Johnson appeared in Sandusky Municipal Court on Monday. Both appear to have a $175 bond assessed against them. A court document also lists that Davis's birth date is October 12th, which calls into question whether he's October 12th of 1998, which calls into question whether he's actually 32.
Does that matter?
Well, if you're lying, If you're using false identification, if you're
I understand that, but if
false affidavit and confessing, like that's still falsifying a legal document. Like you can get in trouble for that.
That's true. That's true.
The two face up to 180 days in jail if convicted.
Nice.
Again, the time. I don't get it. There's
a time and a place.
And
to everything, turn. There is a season.
Turn. Adam W. Johnson over Twitter. If they admitted to it, I don't think you could say allegedly. That's fair.
That's what the article
That's what we
read.
thought too.
That's how it read.
Also, he said in there, if the Ferris wheel was in Denver, does this count as the Mile High Club? That is a good question.
Yes.
But then it would have been enclosed, so nobody would have known.
But it's enclosed in the airplane too, so it's fine.
There's just certain instances where I'm like, I'm okay with like the idea of like, you want to go for something quick, the mood hits you, cool. But people watching, that's one problem. And the other one is the time.
Yeah, the timing of it.
Personally, I don't like to be rushed.
Yeah.
And you have about 5 minutes from the time that the thing's loaded.
Start to finish.
Right. And I can't keep up with that. Sorry. Go to DOAshow.com. Come and Defender with us. You can check the hour that comes after this.
Yep.
And otherwise, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and it shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old Maggie Heath, babe, and it keeps it out of sight. You know when that shark bites with its teeth, babe, scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy gloves, though, wears old Maggie Heath, babe, so there's never a trace of red. Now on the sidewalk, ooh, Sunday morning, lies a body just oozing life. Can someone sneaking round the corner? Could that someone be Mac the Knife? There's a tugboat down by the river, don't you know, where a cement bag just drooping on down. Oh, that cement is just, it's there for the weight to dare. 5 will get you 10, old Mackey's back in town. Not to hear about Louis Miller, he disappeared, babe, after drawing out all his hard-earned cash. And now Maggie spins just like a sailor. Could it be our boy's done something rash? Back in town, I said Jenny Diver, whoa, Suki Tawdry, look out to Miss Lottie Lenya and old Lucy Brown. Yes, that line forms on the right, babe, not that Maggie's back in town.
Shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives
drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I let you love what I thought it was funny. You came along and woo, now honey, I've changed my mind.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, ready, breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet under. But now it's your turn to face the fire.
Yay, hour 2.
Hour 2.
That's what we are, the hour 2.
Why would I be getting a call from her?
That's a good question.
What?
I didn't get that call.
It was only to me.
Probably a wrong dial.
It was a whoopsies.
Yeah, it was hey, I got a new phone and don't recognize the number. Don't no.
I was gonna new phone who dis.
No, because I promise you, that's a can you don't want to open. You know as well as I do.
You really kind of wanna.
You know as well as I
I
do.
really kind of wanna.
You can't put that genie back in the bottle, my friend, and I'm not in the mood to deal
It's
with it.
because you rub it the wrong way.
That's. I'm just saying.
It's the best.
It is.
That's a great reference.
It's the good stuff. It's the
Great times.
Great oldies.
Oh,
Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. I've had sex on the top bunk of a bunk bed while somebody was on the bottom bunk. Mm-hmm. And before anybody asks, no, it wasn't a prison bunk. Just saying. It makes sense.
well, yeah, it does.
It makes sense.
So
it's like he knew what James was going to say.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
Before he said it.
Before he said it. Yeah.
It's like he knew it was coming.
Before he referenced
there's
it.
a vidya here.
I have a vidya, and I just want you to look at it, and then we're going to explain it afterwards. Okay? Is that okay?
Sure.
We're going to watch the video. The vidya.
The vidya.
All right? And I just want you to watch it.
Okay. Wow.
So,
Somebody's a bit aggravated there.
right?
I
mean,
like how they tried to keep a group of people, 6 guys
A
trying to hold back.
large, a
Apparently, so this was in Shanghai. Apparently, they don't have Black Friday shopping in Shanghai.
no, they don't. It's China. They don't do that stuff.
No, well, I'm just saying. That's a bit weird. So, what was this whole kerfuffle over exactly?
You really want to know?
Sure, let's find out. I'm curious as to why they were trying to literally lock people into a building.
The viral video was captured at an IKEA.
Everyone loves IKEA.
And IKEA was panicking as Chinese officials, shoppers at IKEA were panicking as Chinese officials tried to seal up the doors after contact tracing led to a 6-year-old who had been at the store.
Hold on. Tracing.
Yeah, the
Contact tracing, a
COVID
6-year-old.
contact tracing. Yeah, they
So
they
basically,
traced it back.
for COVID,
right
they found out that this 6-year-old had somehow been shopping for a new desk.
had been there with their parents or something at an IKEA.
But
Everybody loves IKEA.
I've never been in there, so I don't know. No,
Swedish meatballs.
I hear, and I've never had
That's what I've
any.
been
I don't
told.
think. Well, no, maybe I have.
You've had them. You just didn't have them from there.
No, I'm saying I think somebody went and got some because I made us think about not having them there.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
But anyway, so here's my thing though. So
Yeah.
just so we're crystal clear.
I can't have them
I
because they
know,
are
yeah.
to die for me because they use chicken broth.
Oh, of course they do. So, but okay, but they traced it back to a 6-year-old who was there
Eventually, one day.
at
Yes.
some point.
Yeah.
Not,
Right. And so they tried to lock down the IKEA after they
but the
found
kid has
out.
already been gone.
Yes, the kid has not been
So
there.
why did they stop there? Is my question.
Well,
Because there was a boatload of people, and they're like,
they were
oh,
trying
we
to
need
lock everybody in and make sure that they all got sick,
I guess
right?
that's the only logical thing I can think of.
I mean, I thought that all these stores did like a special deep cleaning every night.
It's cheaper to lock people in the building than it is to clean them up.
Yeah, but it's a lot more difficult, especially when all you eat is soy.
Gross.
Soy and fish.
I don't mind
you
the fish part.
You don't have the muscle to keep that door closed when 50 other people are pushing from the other side and you're on the wrong side of the open.
Yeah, I don't know where you think that 6 cops and one
Guy holding the 2 doors
I was going to hold
closed.
2 doors against what
50,
30?
60,
Yeah, right.
whatever.
30, 40, 50, 60 people.
Yeah.
Like it's not
It's not
possible.
happening, dude.
All it takes is one good running thing and some. I mean, granted, whoever's at the front is going to be hurt because
Right.
they're going to get squished.
But
Having
they don't
said
care
that,
at this point.
yeah, they're going through that door. And you saw it like at the end of the video. They just kind of at that point they're like, "Oh, well, screw it,
you.
screw it,
We're
they're
going."
out. Yeah, they're out now. There's nothing we can do. Just let them
Right,
go
just
now."
let him go. Yeah, the incident unfolded on Saturday at the IKEA branch in Shanghai, the largest city in China, with more than 20 million people.
In the building?
No, in Shanghai.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah. Video shows customers shouting and pushing to get out of the store as officials closed and tried to shut them in.
Yeah, I wouldn't take well to that.
Eventually, customers were able to push their way out, obviously, and escape to freedom. On Sunday, Shanghai Health Commissioner Deputy Director Zhao Danan
Okay. I go with that.
said at a media briefing that the store and immediate area would be under a closed loop management for 2 days. People within the closed loop will be quarantined at a government facility for 2 days and also be under health surveillance for 5.
Oh, good. I thought it was going to be something bad.
Dan said that the lockdown in IKEA was ordered because of a 6-year-old boy who had been at that store and also been in close contact with someone who tested positive for the coronavirus.
That's incredible. I mean, I couldn't imagine that here because somebody would have been dead.
Oh, yeah.
There'd have been dead. There'd been somebody who would have
Nobody
died.
would have worried about any of that mess that has been dead.
Yep.
Yep.
Because you can't seal people into a building like that.
No.
Because there's still a thing where, civilians can carry around this thing called guns.
Firearm, yeah.
And all you got to do,
thing,
I mean,
yeah.
you may get in trouble later, but it's one of those, you brandish it and say,
Let me out.
I'm getting out.
Let me out before,
You can eat,
while I'm being nice.
Yeah, you can be nice and hold the door for me, or I can shoot you and
Your body will hold the door for everybody.
hold the door open for everyone else. Right? But so one way or another, I'm leaving.
It's done.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. So this kind of depends on: do you want to go home to your family tonight or no? That's the question. I would rather get out and I'd rather be locked up for something I did than to be locked in for something that's stupid.
Right?
So
You know, the libs of TikTok, they've been hitting it hard on the left.
I can't tell if that should be a riff or not.
Well, no, they are beating the mess out of the left.
Well, yeah, but not
Because all they're doing is just showing with video proof what they're doing wrong.
Well, that's been happening for years in other ways. It's just nobody pays attention.
Right, but this one is like a specific thing that's been shut down multiple times.
Oh, you mean the actual account?
Yeah,
Libs
of TikTok.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought... Okay, never mind. I got you.
Yeah, no, Libs of TikTok.
I thought you were speaking literally, that there
No.
were libs on TikTok
No.
that were... I got it now.
No,
I'm
yeah.
with you now.
Yeah, they've been all over this, dude.
I'm picking you up what you're putting down.
But no, listen to this. See, Boston Children's Hospital denied accusations that it was promoting underage transgender operations after it scrubbed its own videos from YouTube over an online criticism.
Whoops.
See, the hospital came under scrutiny after the content of the video was circulated by libs of TikTok and other accounts on the right. On Tuesday, the hospital issued a statement saying that it had received threats over the claims.
I believe it. I would be threatening too.
Quote, in response to the commentary last week critical of our gender multi-specialty services program.
What?
Gender multi-specialty
What does that
services
even
program,
mean?
or our GMS program.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Boston Children's Hospital has been the target of a large volume of hostile internet activity, phone calls, and harassing emails, including threats and violence toward our clinicians and staff.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be doing things to children.
We are deeply concerned by these attacks on our clinicians and staff, fueled by misinformation and lack of understanding and respect of our transgendered communities. The article and the online attention that followed was based on the incorrect statement that Boston's children perform genital surgeries on minors in connection with transgender care.
Okay.
For hysterectomies and other genital surgeries performed as part of a gender-affirming care, Boston Children's requires a patient to be capable of consenting for themselves, age 18, and is used to reflect the standard age of majority for medical decision-making. See, Boston Children's does not perform genital surgeries as part of the gender-affirming care on patients under the age of 18.
Yeah, I'm going to call BS on that one. I've never been there, don't have any facts on it. I'm just saying, just based off of the long, the whole thing about it just screams out, you're guilty, you know you're guilty, and you just are a douche.
Yeah. The report from the Associated Press and the threats from the hospital called the accusations false, but then admitted that the hospital had posted on its website that it would treat persons under the age of 18.
Really?
Yep.
That's fantastic.
In one quote of it says, some of the online critics pointed to the information that once appeared in the hospital's website that said a qualified vaginoplasty and at the Boston Children's, one must be at least 17 and meet certain criteria, as well as language for chest reconstruction and breast augmentation. You had to be at least 15 and meet certain criteria.
I wonder what that criteria would be.
It also noted that the World Professional Association of Transgendered Health reduced its minimum age guidance to 14 for hormone treatment and 15 to 17 years old for gender operations.
Once you're caught in a lie, you kind of can't get out of it.
Especially in that lie.
Yeah.
Like that's a direct. You're Boston Children's Hospital. You don't need a transgender department.
No, you don't.
You don't need the GEMS section program. It's not supposed to be in there. Why? Because you're a children's hospital. You shouldn't be doing doing any work on anything over the age of 18 anyway.
Yeah. Again, if you're the whole transgender thing is stupid, because you should be. This is retarded. Like, it should be done when you're an adult, because you are a developing individual.
Yeah.
Okay, you're developing. You're
Right.
constantly changing.
Yes.
In every way. You're not where you need to be just to be a fully developed human in the first place.
25.
So yeah, how about get to hell? I'm even at a point where like get to 15, or I mean to 18. Get to 18. Can you get to 18 years old first before we decide that this is something that you absolutely must do? Because this is a bit ridiculous.
I'm
really.
I'm of the thought process now to like, and this is how I've been for a while. It's your frontal lobe does not fully develop until you hit the age of 25.
No, and I agree with that. But having said that, though,
And unless you've been through college for the entirety of your lifetime, your school through up until the age of 25, which most kids are nowadays,
yeah,
eventually you realize the stupidity of what you've been saying for the past 4 or 5 years.
yeah, and then you'll eventually come out of it. But it's
Right.
still, you're just like, stop trying to convince these children who are changing in and of themselves. They're discovering the world for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So things are going to change. Things are going to flop. Things are going to be different. Things are going to, be a little weird and wonky. Let it happen.
But they get weird and wonky.
Yeah, let them figure it out. And then when they come to you at 18, 19, 20, even at the early age of 18, if you're grown up and out and moved out, then cool. You're at that point, then at least then you can kind of start to have an argument. They've had some life under their belt. I'm with you. They're not fully developed. They don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Right. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
But at least by the government and state standards, you're considered an adult. And at that point, if you can, defend your country and smoke a cigarette, then I say go cut your nuts off if that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to understand that, this is permanent. But at least you can talk sense into that, to that kind of an individual to a degree. You can say, hey, you realize this is permanent. And they'll go, oh, yeah, no, I know it's permanent. Whether they truly do or not, it's not the point.
It's not that thing.
But I'm saying they at least have the opportunity to grasp that this is forever.
Right.
A child doesn't get it. And I mean, what all this is, in my humble opinion, is you're finding a way to be able to tell children that there's something wrong with them. And how do you expect a child to be well developed when all you do is spend your entire time telling them that there's something wrong with them? That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't. There's nothing wrong. There's something wrong with you. You can't be
Well, how do you know?
You can't be have boy genitalia and turn around and like to play with dolls at the age of 4.
What's wrong with you?
Even though you have nothing but older sisters.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Conveniently, for whatever reason, the classroom that you're in pre-K is mostly girls.
Whatever.
No, who cares about that? You can't have it, and that's just all it is. Let them develop. Let them become, at least be an idea of where they're headed. And then you could turn around and have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
No, they want to do it now. Let's do it now.
Speaking with, the boy's going to start going to pre-K soon.
Yeah, mine starts kindergarten this year.
Yeah. Mine, say they have a pre-K program down the street, so he's going to start going there.
The one that mine was going to is actually really good.
Yeah, no, this one's not too bad either.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I was actually surprised that it turned out pretty good. I just
hope he handles himself. Because
he's
never been without mama.
No, and that'll be a little bit of an adjustment, but it'll be
all right.
He'll adapt really well.
He'll
Once he
get there.
realizes there's toys and other kids to go play with, after
He'll
a while,
be fine. Yeah.
It'll be mom that you need to worry about later.
Yeah, it's true.
Because she's going to be like, I don't know what to do with myself. Macrame. That's all I can suggest.
Sleep. Just sleep. Turn the alarm on and sleep.
Feet pictures on OnlyFans. I don't know.
Whatever you want to do. You can, it's you. Be you.
Be the best you that you can be.
Right. Between the hours of 10 and 2.
Right. When daddy comes home or the kids come home, then things need to change.
Right.
Put the camera away. Stop taking pictures of your feet.
Right. Yeah.
Visiting hours are now closed.
Visiting hours are over.
Thank you. Hope you come again soon.
Drop-offs between 10 and 2.
Oh, this is good stuff. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, gosh.
So the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled on Tuesday that Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA,
ADA, yeah.
protects transsexuals from discrimination.
Sorry, what? I'm sorry. So being a transsexual
Is
now
a now
disability?
is a disability. Apparently,
It's a disability.
allegedly, that's what they say.
It's a disability that nobody can see.
And yet, it is so real. It is rampant.
But how would you know?
Well, how would you know what?
How would you know that somebody's a transsexual? What are they going around singing Rocky Horror Picture Show all day?
You look at the Adam's apple.
Sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. I mean, what being an actual transsexual.
Sweet tranny of mine.
No.
Dum, bum, bum.
Yeah, no. To be an actual transsexual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Means you literally have a little bit of both.
That would be a hermaphrodite, yes.
A hermaphrodite, which was at the time called a transsexual.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
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 But you have more dominant traits in one way or the other.
One more than the other. Right.
Right, yeah.
And actually, hermaphrodites are rare.
Very rare. Transsexuals are very rare. Incredibly super rare.
Super ultra delta rare.
Yes.
So, just saying.
To the point to where it's not a thing.
It's not even a thing.
Unless you're looking at a porn site, it's not a thing.
Which,
That's a thing.
some people do. It is called a kink.
It is a kink.
But I'm just saying, it's... I wonder how the transsexuals are taking this. And I say transsexuals because I know what they're talking about.
They're not disabled.
The transgenders. Like,
Right.
how are you going to sit here and say that that's...
Right.
You're going to literally take that lying down? No pun intended.
Well...
Right, you know what I mean? Like, how do you do that with a straight face? How are you like, no, yeah, no.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like,
that's
okay,
cool.
Okay, so now you're saying that it's a disability.
Right.
Now, okay. The cases that they're talking about are, people who have one or the other who are getting put into prisons of the opposite thing.
Right.
Right?
But you can't call them transsexuals.
No. You're talking about a person who who is a man who claims to be a woman.
Right.
You're not talking about transsexuals. You're talking about somebody claiming to be transgendered.
Right.
Transgendered.
Two very different things.
Transsexual means the actual...
Yeah.
the sexual organs.
They like to do the voodoo that they do.
have the sexual organs of both, and normally both of them are not right. They're deformed.
Right. It's and usually
They're malformed and deformed.
in my experience,
And
not that I
usually-
have a lot of experience with transsexuals, but I just
Usually
wanna-
they decide to go with the female route.
Well, I was going to say usually too that stuff is kind of determined and fixed more or less at birth.
Right.
9 times out of 10, it's like that
It's
stuff
like,
is.
there's a little flip.
Yeah, this is wow, we got 2 of them like that. Okay, well then we need to pick a side, and and that's a little different than what these people are talking about doing.
Right.
It's a lot different, I must say.
Quite a bit different.
I
It's like, well, let's do an X-ray and figure out how much more of both ones are in there, and then we'll go that route.
and that's kind of how they do, but like I just
which one has the most?
right. Although in this case, discrimination referred to, among other things, prison officials placing a man who claimed to be a woman in men's prison, which again, as we said before,
That's not a transsexual.
That's not transsexual. That's transgender, and that's the 2 very different things. The implication for the application for the ADA are believed to be far-reaching. This ruling is a result of a lawsuit filed on behalf of 41-year-old former Fairfax County Correctional Center inmate Kay Williams.
K.
That would be just the letter K.
Letter K.
Letter K.
Williams. K. Williams.
Kay Williams.
All right.
Williams' attorney, Joshua Ulrich, told CNN that the court's decision, quote, is a really meaningful win for trans people who more broadly, because this opinion applies not just to people who are incarcerated, but to workplace accommodations, for public accommodations, and any other context in which the ADA provides disability protections. End quote. And again, I keep coming back to this. Here's the problem.
You want disability protections
You
now.
have openly admitted
that it's now a disability.
that it is a disability. Which is what it really originally was in the first place. Remember,
Right.
this was in the
Gender dysphoria.
Dysphoria,
a
right.
mental disability.
Yeah, the 5th edition, psychology,
Took it out.
yeah, They dropped it because, we can't do that. But we've gone full circle now. Is it a disability or is it not?
Now it is again.
You can't say it's a disability and then expect everybody to uphold it, but then when someone tries to say something about it, be like, oh, no, this is just who I am. This is how I was born. Mm-hmm. No, that's not accurate, sir, or ma'am.
Ish. Thing.
You kind of, you picked where you are. You kind of have to stay that way.
Yep.
Just saying.
It is.
Stupid people. It doesn't get any better than this, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
First world problems.
Well, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Ooh, wee. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Ooh, wee. Ooh, ooh, wee. Well, she's so fine, fine, fine. She's so fine, fine. She's so fine, and she's so fine, fine, fine. She's really sweet, the finest girl you ever want to meet. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. The finest girl you ever want to meet. Well, have you ever seen a girl for whom you'd sold, you'd give, for whom you'd fight, for a die, for pray to God to help? She's so fine. She's so fine. She's really sweet, the finest girl you ever want to meet. Well, she really fills the clothes from her head to toe. I want the world to know. I love her so. She's alright. She's alright. She's alright. She loves me both the day and night. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. The finest girl you ever want to meet.
This is Defenders Live.
So on August 16th,
August 16th.
yesterday,
Yep. Is it? Yeah.
the National Academy of Science announced that it would bar the White House climate official Jane Lubchenco from participating in its publications and activities for the next 5 years.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Poor Lubchenco.
The announcement comes after the White House representative Frank Lucas after White House reps Frank Lucas, representative of Oklahoma, Stephanie Bice, Republican Oklahoma, and Jay Obernolt from California,
Okay.
wrote to President Joe Biden suggesting that Lubchenco's actions, quote, may violate the administrative's principles of scientific integrity, making her current leadership role very troubling.
Really? Mm-hmm. How's that possible?
According to Axios, the NAS reiterated Lubchenco's violated its code of conduct.
How?
See, having edited a paper entitled A Global Network of Marine Protected Areas for Food, written by her brother-in-law, Stephen Gaines, with whom she had collaborated several times previously, she violated the science body's conflict of interest policy. See, Retract Watch reported in April that the University of Hull marine scientist Magnus Johnson wrote...
Magnus. That's
such a
badass.
great name. Isn't it?
So badass. Okay.
First of all, he's a marine scientist.
Yeah, well, that's just that's
I'm-
funny, though.
He's a maritime scientist, dude.
I know.
His name is Magnus.
I am Magnus. If he does not have long, curly hair, like in a
Or at
mass,
least
and be like this huge, broad-shouldered
he
dude.
need to be like at least a broad-shouldered person.
Yeah. Like,
Magnus Johnson.
because if he's
If
not,
he's like the dorkiest person you've ever met,
if he's like a Bill Gates, somebody needs to just shove him overboard and be
it's like, bro, you do not live up to your
You
name.
need to just change it. Just change your
Change your name. You're not Magnus.
Because no, we'll start calling you Maggie.
Hey, Maggie.
Hey, Maggie.
Come here. Maggie
Wow.
Johns.
Okay. So she violated the science body's
Yeah.
conflict of interest policy.
Yeah, see, Magnus Johnson wrote to the editor of the NAS Officials Journal, noting that Lubchenko's family relations with Gaines, quote, "It seems a little dubious to have a paper edited by an author who is closely aligned with the authors on it." I know it can be tricky to find true independence in upper layers of international science, but surely Dr. Lubchenko should have at least declared an interest.
She was just editing it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. She was editing when they're talking about like this is one of the peer-reviewed things.
Well, then why didn't they say it was, she did a peer review, not editing? Because when I hear editing, I'm hearing...
She edited it as a peer review.
Okay, but...
So here's the thing. This is a peer-reviewed article, so it's supposed to be like it goes to each peer, and when it says reviewed, they can send edits. Like, no, you missed this. No, this is wrong. No, this here.
I mean, okay.
But this is to her. Bro, she works for the government, and then she gives him tips on how to make it more reliant into the more factored into the government era.
But I'm pretty sure it could have happened anyway.
Yeah, it could have.
Like, there's a lot of ways it could have happened anyway. So, like, what? I don't understand.
Well,
what
here's the
issue
deal,
is.
right? So the article she edited with and for her brother-in-law claimed that the global network of marine protected areas could improve future fishery stocks, an initiative suggested to be, quote, driven by geopolitics, more by geopolitics than conservation. In the Yale School of Environment E360, the author alleges
Allegedly.
that by strategically expanding the existing global MPA network to protect an additional 5% of the ocean could increase future catches by at least 20%. However, supporting this claim were antiquated data of biologically impossible assumptions. So basically, she used information that was old, but still used by our current government to push knowledge of her brother, to push it into the point of being peer-reviewed and yada, yada like that.
I'm a tad confused.
Basically, she used old information and her
No, I got all that.
and
I got
her
all that.
status.
I gotta. But isn't that what the government does anyway?
Yes.
Isn't that what all the science does anyway? Is
Yes.
you kind of take the old information that you have, which in some cases might be the only one that you have.
Right.
And
but they
you-
have new information.
Well, but most of this stuff is not new or old information.
Right.
Because unless somebody can explain to me why it wouldn't work. If you have a spot and you say this spot, this area X by X
Square.
is a safe spot
Okay.
for whatever.
For whatever it is.
Whatever it is, it could be anything.
Yeah.
If this particular space is safe
Okay.
and you don't touch it, this is not a, then whatever is going to be in there for whatever said that it's going to be safe, correct?
Technically?
Technically. So if you turn around and you expand said area,
Yeah.
you have a bigger chance of saving or protecting or whatever, sanctuarying, whatever, more. Right? No. Potentially. You've taken a small area, you've made it bigger.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, by technically. So how can you sit there and try and go,
What they're saying.
well, that's not just...
Well, no. What they're saying is by protecting 5%, you gain a bonus of 20% additional fish, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, it doesn't. But okay, so but what part of the science that any of these people have ever put out? Like, I don't know, the whole
climate.
Climate, right? That's exactly where I was going. How can you sit there and go, that's okay? Those assumptions are no big deal.
Yeah. Well, apparently these people are pissed off because marine biologists who aren't climate scientists actually take the science for real. And so they were like, no, that's fucking stupid.
This is just
And you don't belong in the White House. Get the hell out.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. Get the hell out.
Which, I mean,
That's what it is.
that's dumb.
That's what it is.
That's dumb.
She's a climate official, and she decided to put something out for the marine biologists.
The whole thing is so stupid. It's just they just want something to bitch about because there's nothing else going on.
Well,
right
no, hold on. If you're a marine biologist, right, and you have a climate scientist come to you and tell
say-
you that you need to do X, Y, and Z to save the fish, and you've been studying the fish and the fisheries and the fishing lines and how they do the fishing and all the everything about fish,
Like, this is literally your life.
your life, and you're like, that doesn't make any scientific sense whatsoever.
Right.
And they're like, no, you have to do it, and I have the backing of the government to tell you.
Again, though, I would argue the same thing goes with climate change. and
Yeah, I
everything
know,
else.
I get it. But in climate change, at least everybody there says they're a climate scientist.
But it's no.
you're not having.
I get it. It's just funny that it's okay on one side and for one department, but not.
Right.
It's just the hypocrisy is not lost on me. Let's just put it that way.
You
It's
don't
just funny.
have a chemist going to the climate scientist and saying you're wrong.
Yeah,
and
I
these are the XYZ reasons, even though technically it would work.
They should.
They should, and it would work. But that's the point.
They're like, no.
You don't have a person. You don't have a nuclear scientist going around telling climate scientists that they're wrong and here are the reasons. And also, I've got the backing of the government from this random person. No.
It's so stupid.
So
So stupid.
and that's why.
Jackasses.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Jackers of the asses.
The jackers.
Jack Sparrow. No, I'm kidding. Former Pennsylvania judge Mark.
Judges.
I'm too busy trying to get that last.
Civarella.
Civarella, really?
Civarella.
Civarella.
Yeah.
Former Pennsylvania. I keep wanting to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Former Pennsylvania judges Mark Civarella and Mike Conahan.
Yeah.
Conahan.
Conahan.
God, these are some names.
Civarella. Conahan. MC. Both MCs. Judges MC and MC.
Yeah, MC1, MC2
Right.
are ordered by the U.S. District Court Judge Christopher Connor on Tuesday
Thank you, Chris.
to pay the victims of the Kids for Cash scandal over $200 million in damages, according to the Associated Press. I didn't realize there was a
Scandal for
Kids for Cash. I know it was Cash for Clunkers.
Yep.
I did not recall it being
Yeah, apparently there was a thing.
This, but-
Yeah. Keep going.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? District Judge Connor ordered the former Pennsylvania. Why do I keep messing that one up? Pennsylvania judge
Judges.
to pay $106 million in compensatory damages. Compensatory, let's say it properly, and $100 million in punitive damages to approximately 300 victims.
That's a lot of money split between 300 people.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's an incredible.
It's a good amount of money.
Yeah.
When you think about it, 300 people, right? And it's $200 million. Okay. So 2/3.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you're getting $750,000 a person.
That's not something to sneeze at.
No, sir.
Yeah. From 2000 to 2008, the judges allegedly intentionally sent children to 2 for-profit juvenile detention centers in exchange for kickback from the builder and co-owners of the facilities.
Allegedly.
That's why Kids for Cash.
The judicial scheme became known as Kids for Cash scandal. The judges accepted $2.8 million from the builders and owners of the PA Child Care and Western PA Child Care to for-profit detention centers.
How do you have a for-profit detention?
I don't know. That's a first for me, too.
Is it a detention center? Or is it?
I don't know how this works.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And I'm not sure.
Is it a halfway home?
I don't know.
Is that what it basically is? It's juvie halfway home, right? Because juvie detention centers are not. They're not jails.
No. So I don't understand
they're kind
either.
of close, but they're not jails.
I don't understand it either. I really don't. But whatever. The judges were accused of having a zero tolerance policy and punishing children with heavy sentences for light offenses. The Associated Press reported that one of the guys is sentenced to first-time offenders and children as young as 8 to the juvie center for petty theft, jaywalking, truancy, and other minor crimes. Jaywalking? Jaywalking.
Walking across a 4-part intersection at a diagonal.
Yeah.
That's jaywalking. You cut straight through the center diagonally instead of going around. That's jaywalk. Hold on. Because I want to make sure we get the right terms here. Truancy.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Truancy is the absence of a child from school without permission.
Right.
Truancy is also the neglect of work or duty. Truancy is also a habit of practice or playing truant, which means, not doing your job.
Not showing up where you're supposed to be.
So basically skipping school.
Right. Now,
because if you're a kid and you skip school, that's truancy.
Yeah, which is how it's always been. Like, I mean, I don't know how anybody else apparently did, but I grew up watching the old classic, Little Rascals, like from the 20s.
Yeah.
And there was truant officers and everything. That was their job.
That was their job, to go get the kids.
Go walk around and find kids who were doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Because if you're sick and at home, then you should be sick at home. If I catch you, fishing, then
you're caught.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So most kids nowadays play video games. So why would they be out of the house?
Why would they even leave?
How do you get them for truancy? That's what I want to know. And again, I keep coming back to jaywalking. That's a funny one for me. I'm not going to lie.
Jaywalking, truancy, and other minor crimes.
Jaywalking.
So they put these kids in detention centers for jaywalking and truancy, among other minor crimes.
Right. Connor referred to the victims as, quote, the tragic human casualties of a scandal of epic proportions, end quote.
No, it's not. No, sorry. It's not a tragic human casualty. That's called trafficking.
Yeah,
That is called child trafficking.
Yeah, that is bad. That's a bad one.
Child trafficking using the legal system.
Right.
That's what that was.
Yeah. Not this other crap, just so we're clear.
How do you have a for-profit detention center?
I'm still trying to figure that one out. I mean, I know that
it's like they made them work for whatever, and they made money off of the products that sold from there.
I guess. I mean, I know
that's all I can think of. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm just here. I'm just here. In 2011, one of the judges was sentenced to 28 years in prison with 12 counts, including racketeering, money laundering, and conspiracy.
Good.
The 72-year-old former judge is currently serving his sentence in Kentucky with a projected release date of 2035.
Nice. The other one
is currently serving out a 17-year sentence in home confinement in similar crimes.
Home confinement?
70-year-old will be released in 6 years.
Home confinement?
Uh-huh.
Home.
As in,
So basically, it's parole.
Basically.
So one of them gets parole.
Right.
The other one gets jail time.
Right.
Okay. And once again, racketeering, money laundering, and conspiracy. I don't see human trafficking in there.
No, I don't
Which
either.
is what that was.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean,
I digress.
Whatever.
Okay.
How dare you question the authorities?
Right. No, I'm just going to tack that on.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 72 years old.
Right.
You don't belong in the world.
No. After the investigation, both judges, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court dismissed 4,000 previous convictions on 2,300 kids.
Good.
Connor.
Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Once again. That's roughly 2 crimes, a little over 2 crimes each.
2,300 kids, but only 300 victims are getting the money.
Right. Because that's fair.
What?
I mean, maybe these other kids got it. I don't know.
Maybe they got off like
I don't know.
Easy.
Connor accused the judges of abandoning their oaths and stated, quote, their cruel and despicable actions victimized a vulnerable population of young people, many
Yes.
of whom were suffering from emotional issues and mental health concerns.
Yes.
Which I'm sorry, I hate that argument.
No, well, they are now because
they are
they've
now.
been abused by the system.
Right.
And now they're very, very skeptical of anything that ever
Of
happens.
anything and everything that goes down with them.
That
They're
makes
like,
perfect sense that a judge would cause mental and emotional concerns for them.
You don't say.
What?
Shocker.
No.
I know it sounds crazy.
Unjustly put into a detention center where they're forced to work labor like slaves.
No.
What?
That's incredible.
No.
But whatever. I just... The judge determined that each victim was entitled to $1,000 for every day of wrongful detention.
Nice.
The plaintiff's attorneys expressed that the ruling was a huge victory, quote unquote.
Huge.
Huge. However, the attorneys also stated that they were doubtful the victims would see any of the damages awarded.
Why?
Well, because it doesn't matter who 70-year-old guys, 70-plus-year-old man do not have $100 million laying around or $200 million laying around. They don't. There's
Take it from the. We're already paying for it. Take it from the government. Go ahead.
You're like, at this point,
What's $200 million?
who cares, right?
At this point, what's $200 million for the government? It's nothing. That is chump change. It is literally dust in the wind.
Pish posh, my friend. Pish posh.
We're in the trillions of dollars worth of debt. What is $200 million for anybody out there?
Right.
That is,
At least it would go to the people at that point.
at least it would go to these kids.
Even if it's only temporarily and it'd be spent on, God knows what.
I don't care at this point.
Yeah.
They deserve that money because they were wrongfully convicted
Yeah.
of minor crimes and then forced to work slave labor. They deserve their due.
Right. I've never understood why they would, here we're going to give you like the whole, and I know we've talked about this before. I don't ever understood the whole, well, why are you going to give somebody 3 or 8 or 12 or 100 life sentences?
There's no point.
There's no point. They're never going to get out. We understand that. So just do, one life and that's it. I understand you're trying to
Life
prove a
without parole. There
Right.
you go.
I know
Done.
it. I know it. You're trying to, you're trying to just dig the nail home a little bit more. You're trying to make it more, but you're not helping anything. It doesn't do any good. Oh, well, so-and-so got hit with 100 life sentences.
That doesn't help anybody.
He's also in his 70s.
He's going to serve not even a life sentence.
Right. His life sentence is going to be less than 20 years.
Roughly.
Give or take.
Unless
he's really lucky.
Unless he lives very well in jail.
Right. So I'm just saying. I ain't saying, but I'm saying, how about we stop being that stupid? Again, I understand you're trying to make it a point to everyone that's witnessing the judgment that this is bad and we want to punish bad.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of it is it only goes so far. And that's the same thing when it comes to the whole money thing right here. There's no way in hell that these guys are going to be able to come up with that kind of money. So why would you say that these kids are awarded that if they're never going to get it? Them being awarded it means they get to get it.
Yeah.
If they don't get to get it, guess what, pumpkin?
They don't get it.
You don't get it. So why are you going to sit here and act like that? I'm
Exactly. That's the point.
stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Stupid. So give the kids their money.
Yeah. I don't
Government.
give a damn how you do it. Just give
Give it to them. And finally, on Tuesday, the Justice Department reportedly put out that the former California Democratic Representative T.J. Cox, remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember him.
Was indicted on 15 counts Wednesday of wire fraud, 11 counts of money laundering, and 1 count of financial institution fraud, and a count of campaign contribution fraud.
Holy cow. He's about to make some friends.
Yep. From 2019 to 2021, Terrence John Cox.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Terrence.
Was a representative of the California's 21st congressional district. One of the charges accused of Cox was a fraud scheme involving his congressional race.
Mm-hmm.
Prosecutors allegedly that Cox ran a $25,000 illegal straw
My God.
or conduit donation scheme in 2017. Family members and associations who donated to his campaign were allegedly reimbursed.
Allegedly.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that they were
Weren't.
not
In
actually
a former
reimbursed.
if the former congressman is found guilty of the campaign contribution fraud, he faces up to 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fines
Holy cow.
for $25,000.
Holy cow.
10 times the amount. Prosecutors accused Cox of running multiple fraud schemes from 2013 to 2018. The indictment alleged that he created unauthorized off-the-books bank accounts.
Allegedly.
Cox targeted companies he was affiliated with and diverted client payments, company loans, and investments into those unauthorized accounts through false representations, pretenses, and promises. The 5-year scheme collected $1.7 million in diverted funds.
Wow.
The indictment also accused Cox of applying for a mortgage under false pretenses. Cox reported to the lender that he planned to purchase a property as his primary residence.
Oh, good. Good. Because,
However,
however,
prosecutors alleged
Allegedly.
there's a lot of that going around today.
that a former representative never planned on living in the home, but had always intended to rent out the property separately.
Oh, good. Good.
If Cox is found guilty of wire fraud and money laundering, he could face up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. In addition, Cox is accused of fraudulently obtaining $1.5 million in construction loans for the development of the Granite Park in Fresno, California. In order to be approved for the loan, Cox stated that one of his affiliate companies would back the loan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
They'd be able to back the loan. Cox said that he had a meeting with the company's board during which the owner agreed to the guaranteed loan.
Isn't that fantastic?
The indictment claimed that no meeting of the company board members took place at all, and that the owners were never made aware of this agreement.
Oh, no.
And since it wasn't on paper, he can't really say it.
Oh.
The loan went into default and generated a loss of more than $1.28 million. If Cox is found guilty of wire fraud affecting a financial institution and a financial institution fraud, he faces up to an additional 30 years in prison and $1 million in fines.
I didn't realize there was a difference. Wire fraud affecting a financial institution and financial institution fraud.
So
I understand it's two technically different.
It's technically different. Yeah. See,
But still.
wire fraud affecting a financial institution because the wire fraud was the transfer of the funds.
Yeah. No, and I understand it. I get it, but
But then financial institution fraud, he frauded the bank.
No, and I get all that. What I'm
with
saying
fraudulent evidence to get the money.
Yeah, and I get it.
It's two separate. Yeah,
he lied how he got it to him, and then he lied trying to get it back. I got that.
Right, because the money didn't actually go to where it was supposed to go.
But still, for me, at the end of the day, it's still fraud. It's all one giant fraud.
It's a lot of fraud.
It's a lot of fraud.
Fraud.
It's frightening.
The fraud.
Just say it. It's
right.
A little
it's
stupid.
what it is.
It's a little stupid to kind of nitpick and be like, well, we're going to have fraud. But then that's how they do, though. If you really pay attention to how cops do stuff, that's how they do.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's really bad.
Yeah, now.
This guy, he's really bad.
He's a douche.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
The Justice Department reported that the FBI and the IRS Criminal Investigations Unit are looking into the case.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Going to have that new IRS full force out there.
Have that new IRS smell.
The IRS SWAT team coming for you.
Right, which,
Because they have the guns for it.
They do. They do.
They have the guns, ammo, and armor for it.
Yeah, which,
That's scary.
is no big deal.
Not a
don't
big
worry
not
about
a problem.
it. They're just IRS guys.
It's just they're just friendly IRS agents. It's not a big deal.
I mean,
They just happen to be packed to the nines.
yeah, I was gonna say, when your tax collectors are walking around packed more heavily than the average citizen,
Right.
just saying.
That's because technically the average citizen hates tax collectors.
Yeah, which and maybe I'm crazy, But when is
Maybe I'm foolish.
maybe. When has a tax collector ever actually gone to someone's door?
It's been a long time.
That's what I thought. So why are you doing this way? With all the abilities and stuff that you have, especially with technology nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to
just send a letter,
freeze accounts.
email, freeze
Well,
an
yeah, but
account,
that's what I'm saying.
back
Like,
and forth.
you can freeze accounts, you can garnish wages. There's all kinds of things you can do now that people can. That you just shit out of luck.
So many ways.
Why do you need to have people? Why do you need 80,000 of them? And why do they need to be loaded to the gills?
They don't. Because
They don't.
They never need to leave their office.
Right. Unless there's something going on that you're going to require them to need to leave the office for, which would not be good.
I don't think it's a good idea.
No, because I'm telling you something. This is Soviet Russia stuff. Like I've mentioned,
KGB.
yeah, I've mentioned this stuff before, but not for nothing. Everyone swears up and down that we're Nazi territory. No.
We're in the
This
Russian,
is Soviet Russia stuff.
Yeah.
You want
Russia, Soviet, KGB.
right. You want to get a real glimpse of that kind of stuff. You kind of read histories and stuff from Russia.
1980s.
Yeah, well, the 80s weren't as bad. It kind of ran from like
60s,
19,
70s.
like from 19. No, it starts dying out in the 70s. I mean, even though we had the Cold War, like a lot of that crap started to die out because there was a lot of people who were speaking out finally because they could.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
It was after World War II.
Started around World War I a little bit before and ran all the way. Once they kind of took out the Tsar and his family, the Romanovs and all that.
Yeah.
Once that happened,
It kind of died.
it all went to hell from there. And it went from that point until about the 50s, 60s-ish is when it was rough. Like people were getting arrested for nothing.
I mean, just think about the fact that all of our
Because
all
they
of our government employees are now be called czars.
Yeah, read like the Gulag Archipelago or something like that. It's painful, but